be coachable. You have to be coachable. So as an intern, I've talked about this multiple times on the episode, but as an intern, I asked as many questions as I possibly could that were logical, that made sense, right? Obviously, do some thinking for yourself and try to connect the dots and be like, hey, is this why this is this? Or, hey, is this why that connects with this? Whatever the case may be. But, like, try to come up with the assumptions yourself, but don't just machine gun it. Hey, what's this? What's that? What's like? Take time to think for yourself and be logical with the questions that you are asking. Yo, what's goody? What's goody? Latrell in a hoodie, and welcome to another episode of the Brother Next Door podcast, where we talk about finance, personal development, and skills to get you further in life through actual steps in my own personal experiences. In this episode, we're talking about 5 behaviors that will develop your talent. 5 behaviors that would develop your talent. Understand there may come a season in your life, there may come a time in your life where you're not the best on the team. You're not the best at work. You're not the best on the basketball whatever the case may be, on the basketball team, on the polo team, wherever. And so it's crucial that you develop these 5 behaviors, or at least have these 5 behaviors, work towards these 5 behaviors while you are maybe at the bottom of the totem pole or towards the bottom, and can work on developing your skill set. So let's get right into it and understand the reason. This one's personal, right? This one's personal. This is something I had to deal with, obviously over the past or over the past 2 years, not obviously, but over the past 2 years, and as of this week has really paid off. I'll put it that way. Has paid off. And so that's why I want to talk about this topic this week and really get this off my chest, because there may come a time where you're bickering back and forth. I'm not even gonna say bickering, but you're having to deal with difficult coworkers, right? And they're saying one thing, you're saying another. They're acting like they don't know your name. True story. Even though you've been at the company for 2 years, and then a week later, now they're, fist bumping you, talking about good job. Literally a week later, they hey, great job on this project. Let's do the next one tomorrow. Let's get this last machine done tomorrow. And just that switch within, a week has made a big, impact on my confidence, right? As far as my abilities as a programmer and just as a professional at work. And so let's get into the 5 behaviors. I'm not going to stall for too much longer. 5 behaviors to exhibit when you are not the strongest on your team. Understand you always want to, and some may disagree, but you always want to under-promise and over-deliver. What does this mean? So when you under-promise and over-deliver, in this first example, which I'm about to go into, say your boss wants a deadline for a project to get done. You know for a fact you can get it done in a week. Say your boss 2 weeks. Under promise, hey, yeah, I can definitely have that done in 2 weeks, if it is within the scope of the project and it's acceptable to have it done within 2 weeks, right? Maybe they say, hey, max, we got 5 weeks. If you tell your boss, hey, I can get it done with 2 weeks, cool, bet. And then you wound up getting it done in 1 week. Now you over-delivered on said promise. So with that segue, meet deadlines. If possible, give deadlines that you can, without a doubt, hit. Never not leave room for contingencies. So this week, I had one of the guys at work ask, hey, can you have, have 2 of your engineers look at this line? It's not doing what it's supposed to do. Mind you, the 2 other engineers didn't even include me in the email. And so my boss, being who she is, said, Latrell's got it. Latrell will take care of it. And mind you, he always keeps me out of emails. He always asks the other 2 engineers to do stuff. But she, once again, her being her, yeah, Latrell will take care of it. Don't worry about it. And so it was a little bit of stuff going on behind the scenes. I'm not going to go too deep into the weeds in that. But eventually he was like, okay, yeah, let him go ahead and get it done. And so I told him, hey, do you want it set up like this? He said, yes. I said, okay, I'll have it done in 30 minutes. All I needed was 15. Notice I always double. I always double it up. And so while the machine's running, there's some pieces of code that I can edit and upload to the machine while it's running, but there's other parts that I cannot. And so I told him, hey, I only need the machine down for 30 minutes, when in actuality, I really only needed it for 15. And so once the machine got shut down, I got sit down to work on it, did my thing. And this is the crazy part. It actually ended up taking 30 minutes. It actually ended up taking 30 minutes this time, because it was the first one. It was the first time I did this type of coding. It took a little brain power on this one. They wanted it set up in a way that things correlated with other things. It was a lot going on. And so it actually took a lot of work for me to figure out and wrap my head around how I was going to get this program functioning correctly. And so, like I said, after the 30 minutes, it was running. But the key is I didn't go over time, right? I still delivered. So I didn't under promise and over deliver. I delivered what I said I was going to deliver, but I now set a reputation of, hey, I'm gonna get things done when I say so, right? And so, hey, I'm gonna get it done in 30 minutes. I got it done in 30 minutes. The next line, which I did today, same thing. Hey, all I need is 30 minutes. Mind you, I already know how to do the code now. I did it, same thing. But this time, it only took about 20 minutes. And so, got it done, gave it back to them. But today, they were like, it's actually two of them. But today they're like, hey, great job. Like I said, gave me the little fist bump or whatever. The other one, asked for my number, whatever, all that details, all that good stuff. And so now they trust me more when it comes to programming the machines, right? And so now I have started building trust with these two individuals, right? One act like he don't know my name, and then the other one just act like I'm incompetent of programming, period, right? And so now both of them have seen twice that I am fully capable of delivering what they are asking for. Next, your work ethic, especially starting out. Understand, when I started my job, I was an intern, didn't even know what a PLC was. And that's what I'm programming now, right? I didn't even know what it was, let alone knew how to program one. And so it was crucial that obviously they nurtured me, they helped me out, gave me time. They didn't just throw me in with the wolves. But during that time, it was like, okay, I want to learn this as fast as possible. I want to I ain't gonna say spend as much time, but I want to spend a decent amount of time learning how to program. That way I can become as efficient and be able to help out where I can, especially as an intern. That way they're not having to hold my hand forever, right? Whether I stayed there or not, and whether I got the full-time job or not, I didn't want them having to hold my hand and I be a burden to them. But I wanted to actually be an asset and be like, hey, let me go work on this while you're stuck over here. And that's exactly what I did. I was able to end up, break off and do my own little projects that were easy, wiring things up, doing basic coding, different stuff like that. But I was able to contribute to the team from a intern level. And so that was very rewarding. Next, attitude. Now this goes two ways. Attitude towards the goal you have, and here's the key, attitude towards the people. Now with those two managers, I could have been nasty just like they were nasty. I could have acted like I didn't know their name. I could have, do a whole, 101 different things. Just talk to my manager and, hey, have my manager talk to them. I could have done, 101 there's 101 different ways I could have gone about the situation. But me being who I am, I did my best to not let that affect my professionalism let that affect how I conducted myself while at work. So I just acted like there wasn't a problem, right? To be completely, I just acted like there wasn't a problem. Hey, what do you need? How do you want this machine set up exactly? Okay, cool. Give me about 30 minutes of downtime, and I'll get that machine up and going exactly how you want it. Okay, cool. So said did it the first day. Okay, cool. Did it the second day. Okay, okay. You might know what you're doing, right? But the attitude wasn't nasty. The attitude wasn't resentful. The attitude wasn't any of that. It was okay. I'm going to act like there isn't an issue, and we're gonna keep it pushing. So have that mindset if you're dealing with coworkers that are hard to deal with. If that's your situation, like I said, that's my situation. That's why I made this whole episode. It's because of this specific situation. But this applies to anything, whether it's sports, whether it's a coach, whatever the case may be. If your coach has a nasty attitude with you, that's just them being a coach. That's how it goes, right? What you want to do is put in the work, have that work ethic, meet deadlines, all that good stuff. That way you can show them why you're on the team, why you're worth keeping. Next, attitude towards the goal. Understand whether it's a tough goal like I had this week or whether it's an easy goal, whatever the case may be, you want to have the mindset of, okay, how can I get better through this project? Or how can I get better through this drill? How can I get better through this event? Understand a quote that my old mentor used to talk about all the time. Who you are speaks so loud, I don't even need to hear what you're saying. Understand, I didn't have to go back and forth with those managers about why they need to be including me in emails, why they need to know my name, why they need to do this, do that. You don't have to do all that. If they're looking for something and they need something, whether it's from other engineers or me or whatever the case may be, hey, I'm going to get the job done. Yeah, you may have requested two other people to get the job done, but you're going to know, hey, I'm the one that got the job done. The job got done. The job got done to your standards. And that's that, right? And so you want to go in with that, you want to go in with that mindset of, hey, I'm gonna take care of business. I'm gonna hold my own. It may take me a little bit longer. It may require me to put in a lot more effort because I may be the weakest link or whatever the case may not be as strong as others on the team. But I'm going to deliver just as good of quality as everybody else on the team. And that's key, delivering the same level of quality as everybody else, regardless of how long it may take you, regardless of how much extra work you may have to put in. You still want to be able to deliver that same level of quality, if possible. Passion. You have to be passionate about what you're doing because there's going to be a lot of negative feelings. There may be a lot of negative people. There may be a lot of negative stuff going on your journey. But if you're truly passionate about it, I'm passionate about solving problems, right? That's why I'm in the field that I'm in and stayed in the field that I'm in. It's because I'm passionate about solving problems. I'm not passionate about being friends with everybody I work with, right? And so, yes, it's unfortunate that that comes with it, but I'm still doing what I enjoy doing, which is solving problems, which is challenging myself every single day to figure out, okay, what's the problem that I need to solve today, and what's the best way of going about it, and how can I grow as an engineer? How can I grow as a programmer? How can I grow just as a man and as a leader today through this job? And so be passionate about what you are doing, and don't just do it because of other people. And last but not least, be coachable. You have to be coachable. So as an intern, I've talked about this multiple times on the episode, but as an intern, I asked as many questions as I possibly could that were logical, that made sense, right? Obviously, do some thinking for yourself and try to connect the dots and be like, hey, is this why this is this? Or, hey, is this why that connects with this? Whatever the case may be, but like try to come up with the assumptions yourself, but don't just machine gun it. Hey, what's this? What's that? What's like? Take time to think for yourself, and be logical with the questions that you are asking. But understand, by asking a lot of questions, asking good questions, asking great questions, you're able to you're able to speed up your learning process, right? That learning curves becomes significantly less when you ask a lot of questions. Why? Because they've already been in your shoes. They've already been where you've been. They know what it feels like to not know a lot of information. So they're more than willing to help you, especially if you're an intern under them, right? But if it's sports or whatever the case may be, hey, let's get a workout in together. Let's go through some drills together. Show me what you've been working on. Show me how I can improve my dribbling or my shooting or whatever the case may be, my throwing. How I can improve those things. But you have to be coachable. You have. There's no choice. And so, should I give you the teachability index? I'm gonna give it to y'all. So the teachability index is how willing are you how willing are you to learn, how willing are you to change. And so you multiply these two numbers by 10 and you get your overall teachability score, right? Or coachability in this case. And so how willing are you to learn is how willing are you to ask questions, right? How willing are you to take advice, constructive criticism. And then, right, from 1 to 10, and then how willing are you to apply that information? 1 out of 10. Obviously, you got to be with credible sources, preferably a coach, preferably a mentor, something along those lines. But you take those two numbers, you multiply them, and then you get your score out of 100. So say you're 100%, willing to learn. You're like, hey, teach me everything you got. But then you don't go back and practice, right? You don't go back to practice. You don't go back and learn. You don't go back to practice, all that programming that your boss or your coworker just taught you. Then that'd be a 0, right? You're not teachable. You're not coachable at all because your score is 0 because you're not willing to apply what they taught you. So now you wasted their time, you wasted your time, and nobody got anything out of that situation. How coachable are you? And that's a gem, fam. Take that nugget and run with it for sure. But that's the episode. I'm gonna go through the 5 one last time. Meet deadlines. Have a good work ethic. Have a good attitude, not only to your coworkers or the people on your team, but also to the overall objective at hand. Have passion for what you are trying to achieve and why you're in the group. And then last but not least, be coachable. And so I hope you guys are enjoying the episodes. Leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what you like. Leave some constructive criticism. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see y'all in the next episode. Let me know what topics y'all want me to talk about next. That way I could, keep flowing with stuff that you guys want to hear and not just stuff, I'm just coming up with myself and stuff that, which is great. I'm saying I want to let you guys in on my life like I did this week, but I also want to hear what you guys want to talk about as well. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Peace.